I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Not guilty. That was the plea filed today in Ulster County Court during arraignment proceedings for Gerald Babcock, the 39-year-old Denning man who was indicted Wednesday for manslaughter for the fatal beating of his live-in girlfriend, 37-year-old Jamie Lynn Bleakley, at their Woodfield Road home back on March 6th. Babcock continues to be held without bail in Ulster County Jail. At the arraignment, Babcock's attorney requested a mental health evaluation for his client. Attending today's proceeding, Bleakley's mother and two of Jamie Lynn's friends, who later spoke to Times Herald Record reporter Michael Novenson.
I had a lot of friends. They were there. They were very supportive, you know.
We had her own disability. She had MS. She suffered with that. That was enough suffering. And then to have to suffer like this, who knows why? Who knows why?
Jamie Lynn Bleakley had two children from a previous marriage. They were staying with their father in Neppanock at the time of the fatal beating. A Middletown man has hit a state lottery jackpot. 64-year-old Dennis Gallagher, a retired utility company employee, used the $20 he won on an earlier scratch-off ticket to buy a multiplier scratch-off ticket back on March 5th at Sam's Food Store on Academy Avenue in Middletown. That ticket turned out to be a $5 million winner.
And I said, let me get a $10 ticket. Right next to his 10s and 20s. So I'm an Irishman, the luck of the Irish, man. Listen to this. I buy a $10 ticket, it turns into 20. I said, give me that 20, and he gave me $5 million. So how many Irishmen know you can go in and get a $20 ticket for $10 and come out with $5 million? That's good arithmetic, isn't it? I was so happy, I shook the guy's hands 3 times, Sam, the owner. I shook his hand 3 times. And it took me about 3 days to really, I'd wake up and say, did I win that lottery? Because I couldn't believe it. It took me 3 days, and people were assuring me, yeah, you won it.
Gallagher will get a lump sum payment of $3.3 million after taxes. Gallagher, who is 64 years old, says he'll use the money to help his family and his church, and he'll buy another truck to replace his 1990 Nissan. In Kingston, police have arrested a city resident for holding several people against their will inside a house on Elmendorf Street Wednesday. 27-year-old Uriah Weaver faces a host of felony charges, including kidnapping, criminal use of a firearm, assault, stalking, and unlawful imprisonment. Following his arrest, Weaver was sent to Ulster County Jail on $50,000 bail. It's a type of emergency situation that rescue units have had to get more familiar with. And Wednesday, members of the Ulster and Dutchess County Sheriff's Departments staged a training exercise for flood rescues on the Wallkill River at the Ulster County hamlet of Rifton. Officers practiced the skills they'd need to use to get someone out of floodwaters by using lines to control their boats and get mock victims then out of the water. Emergency responders say it's important to master the unique skills involved in floodwater rescue situations. Future construction troubles for the new Tappan Zee Bridge may have been avoided now that Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced that the state has reached an agreement with a pair of environmental organizations. Both Scenic Hudson and Riverkeeper have agreed on permits that include the environmental protective measures and funding to protect the Hudson River and minimize environmental impacts during bridge construction. Hudson Riverkeeper President Paul Galley has said a significant reduction in dredging, coupled with the use of smaller pilings and continued environmental monitoring, add up to a bridge project they can live with. Elsewhere, Saugerties police say this was the weapon used by a local teen that he fired from his second-floor apartment overlooking Saugerties Main Street. Looks like an AR-15 rifle. It's actually a BB rifle, and according to police, 18-year-old Dean Wiley was firing it at objects below. Police got word when a woman reported she'd been shot in the arm. Wiley was charged with misdemeanor assault and reckless endangerment. Cardinal Timothy Dolan celebrated Mass with prison inmates at Shungum Correctional Facility in Wallkill on Wednesday. Part of his Holy Week observances, the Cardinal prayed with inmates and told them they are not alone and have not been forgotten in the eyes of the Church. Cardinal Dolan said part of the mission given to him and other church leaders by new Pope Francis is to provide for the spiritual needs of those in prison. Bit of optimism was in the air inside Kaplan Hall on the campus of Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh Wednesday afternoon. That's where Mount students got the chance to check out possible career options and sell themselves during the college's employment fair. 56 employers were on hand to talk to students about available jobs after graduation. And future grads say there's a little more confidence in the job market than there was in years past. Some fairgoers were looking not for primary employment, but a second job to help supplement their income amid the continuing economic uncertainty. And at West Point, the Army baseball team's preparing for an exhibition game, but this one will be a game the Black Knight players will always remember. They'll be playing the Yankees Saturday afternoon at West Point's Doubleday Field. Now, for the Yanks, it'll be the final warm-up before their regular season opener Monday against the Red Sox. Army players say for them it's a dream come true to take the field against the Bronx Bombers. It's been 40 years since the Yankees last played an exhibition game at West Point. And by the way, Saturday's game is sold out, but it will air on the Yes cable network. Temperatures are slowly on the rise here in the Catskills and Hudson Valley. Partly cloudy skies in the forecast for Good Friday, with temperatures up around 50 degrees. There is the chance of a little early morning rain. There should be more sun than clouds on Saturday, with the highs again at or near 50 degrees. Stay connected to what's happening by reading the Times-Herald Record and make Record Online your source for news when it breaks. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.